Cheers!
Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches! Retro Review episode 45. We have a very special guest. Katya is with us. Yay!
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me once again.
Oh, it's
Pleasure
our
to be
pleasure.
Of course, anytime.
So, happy Pride. We decided to end Pride Month with a little bit of a weird one. We're retro reviewing Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Well, it was very important to Andrew's development.
Yeah, my
So-
sexual awakening.
I respect that. I love that. I feel, hear, and see that.
Good.
Joel Schumacher, gay.
I mean, Joel, gay. Yeah.
Oh, I had forgotten. He also directed Batman Forever, which is the one before this with Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Can I ask you guys a question? I mean, I'm sure people have written, critical analysis of all this stuff. But in terms of the Batman film universes, I feel like we've got the Tim Burton classique noir.
Yes.
We've got the Christopher Nolan, like, bleak, nihilistic, right? And then we have humorless, by the way.
Yes.
And then, what is this fucking, like, camp schlock, like,
Cartoon.
it's like zany, like, bow, cartoonish, yeah.
Yeah.
At a
which is
certain
the-
point, I was like, this just feels like a Ninja Turtles movie. And then he said Cowabunga,
Cowabunga!
and I was like, what is happening?
That is it. I was like, what is this? What are the vibes I'm getting right now? Because I remember it being, like, campy and colorful. Those were the two words I remember, like, from, and I didn't like it, like, back in the day. Because I was, like, Tim Burton all the way, or, like, I love the Christopher Nolan ones. But then you have the new Joker. What the fuck is that? Cinema verite, like, incel white people?
This is the opposite of that.
Yes.
The opposite.
So it's funny because, like, this movie has a special place in my heart. I think because I was the perfect age when it came out. I was 9 years old. I loved this movie. I had no idea what camp was, but I knew that I loved this. And so it's like, now it all makes sense watching it again 15 years later or whatever. Because I haven't seen it for decades. And it's not good.
Oh, yeah.
But I loved it.
Oh, no. It's not a good movie. Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
There are parts that are hilarious. Did I cackle uncontrollably when they surfed down the Brontosaurus? I did.
What's
happening? What was that? Lost my mind.
It is truly rotten to the core.
It's funny to see who got it and who absolutely didn't. It's a really, the line is drawn in the sand, and Uma Thurman is over here, and George Clooney has no idea what movie he's in. Not a clue.
He's doing a line reading, a soft line reading.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
And Uma's like, she's Mae West.
Oh.
She's like,
Oh,
wow, hey,
yes,
you want to come have
hello.
a song on my mind?
Come and sit on my face. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's something about an anatomically correct rubber suit.
She got progressively more dragged. Like, she just, at a certain point, was a drag queen by the end of the movie.
Absolutely. In a Halloween costume. Like, I mean, it's a Halloween costume. That's what she wore. Like, she wore her own Halloween costume to the set. Like, it's so weird.
And then when she said, well, every action figure comes with a Bane, like, it was just a commercial. The whole movie was just a commercial for toys.
That's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes complete with him.
I know, I was like, is this like a Spaceballs nod? Like, merchandising, but I don't think it, I don't know.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
You know,
I
is it
think
tongue
it
in
was
cheek?
without the knowledge, the forethought.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a Batman credit card, and he doesn't leave home
that's
without
Oh,
it.
that's
It's just
right.
Never leave the cave without it.
I was like, oof. Oh, this is embarrassing.
But I remember it worked because I had like a Mr. Freeze squirt gun. You know, like that, his like freezy gun.
Speaking of Mr. Freeze, I'm sorry, but we're watching Arnold Schwarzenegger's language skills devolve over time. Like, I think towards the end of the movie, he didn't even speak any English.
The combined power of the telescope's reflecting crystals will complete my freezing engine.
And it was so strange. It's like, I've seen you in a dozen other movies. You can do way better than this. What are you doing?
I was reading about it. What happened was the costume was so cumbersome that he couldn't like project through it. And so they had to re-record, which maybe he should have re-recorded them clearer, but like they had to re-record all of his lines because they could not hear him.
What a blast to revisit all that beautiful text.
If revenge is a dish best served cold, then put on your Sunday finest.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's very ice.
Chill.
The Iceman cometh.
Right. Well, we came up with a drinking game. Anytime that there's a pun, drink. It's mostly Mr. Freeze and Frozen puns.
Cool party.
But then Uma got into it, and Poison Ivy had her own puns, often about Mr. Freeze, but sometimes not. And so it was really well paced for a drinking game. It was like not overly, you're not going to go to the hospital, but you're going to have a good time at the end.
My drinking game was drink every time you see a torsoed, abbed Atlas, because Gotham is just gay in this world. Like
gay.
It's just muscles.
It's the Castro. Yeah.
It's insane.
Drink every time like a Cirque du Soleil troupe comes at you. Like, I mean, it was like, I swear to God, I identified like 4 or 5 different Cirque du Soleil ensemble acts. You got the motorcycles, and they're all like, the glow paint. And then I was just like, are you villains or acrobats? Because I'm not threatened. I'm intrigued, but I'm not threatened. It's so weird.
They were putting so much time and effort into their look, these gangs.
Yes. Well, it's all about the look,
There was like the Clockwork Orange gang in there.
There was the ice hockey gang, the like neon face paint, Asia O'Hara, like fishy look, mermaid.
Yep.
What about when they snuck in as like permed orangutans to the rainforest ball? Can we talk about that?
The drag number, the full-on ruffle coat reveal.
Yes, this Diana Ross shrug. I was like, yes, bitch, word.
Yeah. I was like, oh, but that makeup. You just have those little pasties on. There's nothing on them. I mean, come on, put some makeup on. Put some makeup on, lady. That was pretty fierce, though. That was full drag.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Because she was in the Avengers, too. Obviously not the Marvel one, but like the 90s. Remember with Emma Peel and Mr. Steve? No? And Sean Connery. And it was like a horrible failure. Anyway, in that movie, they dress up like bear mascots, too. And I was like, what? Going on? And she's in the same kind of like cat suit, and I was like, oh, maybe it was weird.
Together we will make history.
And I swear to God, there was not one moment of even a brief flickering emotional resonance in the entire, I mean, not that I'm looking to cry, but like, I mean, I am easy to cry or easy to get like the heartstrings plucked. And I'm like looking at this fucking stinker stone faced and like there's just nothing that I didn't give you anything.
Alfred's on his deathbed and I was like, let's move on. I don't care. What is this?
Yeah. I mean, Alfred, that's not Alfred. I mean, to me, Alfred is Michael Caine. So like, I don't have time for this guy.
Not at all.
Just die already.
All we can do now is wait and hope.
He was trying to get in touch with his brother with the CD-ROM.
Right.
To tell him about Batman?
I think it was all a ruse.
Because he gives it to Alicia Silverstone. It was all a ruse to get Alicia, because she needed to type in those really clever passwords. England!
Guess what? I worked with a Margaret, and her name was Peg. We worked at a bank together, and I don't understand where that comes from. Margaret Peg, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking you were going to say that her password was Peg.
Access denied.
Peg.
At the bank was.
Yeah. PEG. Yeah.
When she typed in Alfred, that might be his password, I thought, I was just like, girl. And at the end, they're like, we're going to need a computer genius to bleep, blop, bleep, bloop, bloop. I did it.
Pretty good at this, little girl.
Well, watch and learn, little boy.
He went on a little too long. Like,
The
it
whole
was
movie
like,
went on too long.
I mean, it was very, I mean, there was like 3 movies in there. But like, yeah, it was so strange. I was like doing my makeup as the thing. I was like, she's still trying to get into that fucking password. God damn it. So weird.
CD-ROM.
CD-ROM.
So you're already tipped off. So the movie starts. The credits look bad.
Oh my God.
And then immediately, butts, cod pieces, nipples and chests. More butts, more cod pieces, fabulous capes. I mean, it was just, oh, so good. I laughed so hard.
I remember the nipple. I remember back in the day that, I mean, because listen, you know, to design a suit like this, it's, you know, striving for icon status, right? And like the nipples.
Well, and I didn't realize it until watching it this time. Mr. Freeze's outfit really looks like a breastplate. He's really got some knockers on there.
He's very like P-Town Float Carnival week in the end of August.
Yeah.
Like that muscle queen who did a little too much toot and like went crazy on her costume. Yeah. Sweating halfway through the thing and passes out. She's a lot. Yeah. Do you guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Do you enjoy him in films?
Yeah.
Generally,
I do
yeah.
too. Yeah, I do
I
too.
find he usually has a very good sense of tone. Like, you know, if you look at something like Kindergarten Cop, you're like, this movie should not work. And yet, because it's him, it does.
It
and
does,
in
yeah.
this, I think that he was one of the stronger links, but he definitely was overshadowed by Uma Thurman.
This is a one-woman show.
Yeah.
Every time she was on screen, I was like, okay, I'm reinvested. And then she would be gone. I'm bored. What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the
boy.
pacing is a
Alfred.
mess.
The
The pacing
is a
is a
disaster.
mess. It is
There's
a mess.
so many
I'm like,
side
ugh.
plots.
And
What was
you
with-
get character introductions like 3/4 of the way through the movie or something. I feel like I forget who, but it was like, wait, what?
Alicia Silverstone.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi. Hello.
Hi. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here now.
Okay.
What?
The Batgirl, Batwoman.
Well, they made
Batgirl.
it very feminist. You
Batgirl.
said you should call yourself Bat Person. Remember?
Batgirl.
That's not awfully PC. What about bad person or bad woman?
Bruce, it's me, Barbara.
Yeah, because Bat Person, that's not PC. How
That's
about
not
Bat
very
Person or
PC.
Bat Woman?
Well, also, this movie's basically a musical. I mean, we get like an Ice Capades number at the beginning. It's just Frozen on ice. And then when she's introduced at the Rainforest Ball, it's a musical number. Like,
I mean, this Rainforest Cafe musical number, I was here for it.
It is it's fucking gay. Gay as shit.
It really is.
Like,
You boys aren't gonna start fighting over little old me now, are you?
because I mean, I was thinking about like the Tim Burton ones were flamboyant, but they were very like uniformly dark in tone. Like, or how would you call that? Not dark because they're not depressing, but like
gritty-ish,
goth.
I guess.
Goth.
There you
Yeah.
go, gothic.
It's kind of like gothic, eccentric goth camp kind of stuff. But every time, I got to tell you, every time I was focused on Uma Thurman, I was like, God, this is just such a low rent Selena Kyle like treatment. Like, you know what I mean? Like
It
with
is
the
true.
transformation, like I'm a mousy scientist. And then like now I'm a like Mother Earth. Like what?
Oh, yes. If this movie tried to take all the pieces from the other ones that worked and shove them into one movie.
Yeah,
So
they really did. And yeah, it did not work in any way, shape, or form.
I really laughed every time Alicia Silverstone was fighting and she would go, yeah,
Yeah!
Yeah.
hi, yeah, yeah, in her accent that was hers.
Not British.
Even though she's,
Was she studying abroad? I think that's what I interpreted. Yeah.
Yeah.
The citizen
And
of the
her
world.
uncle- well, because then she's like, oh, my parents died 5 years ago. But then she says, Alfred took care of me my whole life. There was a lot of holes in her backstory. Let's say that.
This was no Clueless.
No, although
No clue
there
then.
were multiple scenes where I was like, well, this is just like, you know, they're sitting in the in the dark. I was expecting her to be highlighting pages of the September Call, I was like,
Josh!
the sloping staircase, and I was just like, where's her emotional breakdown to Josh? Like, it was similar, but much worse.
And it's like, I'm Batgirl.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Batgirl.
And I did appreciate the equal opportunity objectification when she puts her outfit on. We get the tits and the ass and the high heels.
But no nipples, because they followed Tumblr rules, no female presenting nipples.
Can't do it.
If you look real close, you can see her clit. Just kidding. Just kidding. Do you guys like the nipples on the guy? I think it's overkill on the guys.
They were so detailed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
it was like areolas and it was like very
embellished, let's say.
Yeah.
Remember when they're fighting the hockey gang and they simultaneously click their heels together and then they have ice skates? Yes. Remember when that happened?
I don't remember that.
They're like, ting ting, and then
they get ice skates. And you're like, why? What?
If you're going to introduce that level of camp, why not just go full like fucking Dorothy over the rainbow? You know what I mean? Just like go totally, I don't know. Why isn't Liza in there?
Oh my God.
Oh, I would have loved that.
She should have been Mr. Freeze.
Or like the police commissioner's wife or some but she's pulling the strings,
No,
or
Commissioner Gordon.
The head of hopper lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm here for the story.
Yeah, I have a question. Bruce Wayne's love interest. Why was she there? And because nobody gives one single shit about her.
Single shit.
Because she's Elle McPherson, that's why.
Yep.
That was the only reason.
Bruce and I are recklessly in love, and that's most certainly enough for us.
That was Elle McPherson?
Yeah. Bruce, I know you're an eternal bachelor.
Bachelor.
I know you're a dedicated bachelor.
In Batman Forever, it's Nicole Kidman and him, and there's a lot of she's just basically I want to fuck Batman. She's into it. And so it was weird that then he suddenly has a steady girlfriend. They've been dating for a year.
He's a serial bachelor, Avaryl. He has commitment problems. I don't know.
His line readings
was terrible.
Here's where everything goes north.
Here's where everything goes north. What was that?
Things are going south. The shittiest fucking writing. Who wrote this turd? Who wrote this turd?
It's the guy who wrote Winter's Tale. It's Akiva Goldsman.
That makes a lot of sense.
What is Winter's Tale?
Oh boy, it's this Colin Farrell, Russell Crowe, time-traveling love, flying horses.
I shan't be watching this.
Actually, it's pretty great.
Yeah, if you want to watch something...
Time travel horsey? Time
travel
and horses. Oh, flying horses.
Wasn't that the one where he sexes her to death?
Yes. Tell me more.
Wait, let me ask you something. Have you guys seen Horse Girl?
Not yet.
On Netflix?
Is it good?
Watch it.
Okay.
I suggest you watch it. Okay, moving on.
It's on my list.
Okay,
That's the one with Alison Brie and Molly Shannon?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
We do have to talk about Mr. Freeze's pajamas, right?
Oh my God, yes!
With the smoking robe with the velvet bears, and then the bear slippers, and then the ascot with the diamond and I was like, you want to be cold. Why are you wearing? I mean, obviously, so they don't have to paint his whole body, but what are you doing?
He's the gay frozen Hugh Hefner. It's so. It's so weird. It's so strange. But you know what? You're right. It's all for the merchandise.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This was really just like a commercial.
What are the kids into? Rollerblading and motorcycles and glow paint?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, glow paint.
Raving at drag races, motorcycle drag races? That scene.
Right. I mean, remember when this movie turned into Tokyo Drift?
Oh, I love.
I mean, I know it's an action movie, but there's a lot of physics that were really wrong. Like the wire work where you're like, well, they're just flying now and there's no... What? Or when they shoot the firebomb during the motorcycle fight and then they all slide, and it's like really slippery all of a sudden, like slip and slide, and they're going on that bridge. I was like, where were they going before the fire happened? Were they gonna? What's happening?
What plane are we existing on here, folks? Are there multiple planes? It's like, what the fuck? It's like with Aquaman underwater. It's like, are there any rules? How am I supposed to care if there are no rules? Like, he has an updo, but he's underwater. I mean, it's like, whatever.
A tight French twist. They got to keep it real tight for the CGI.
Yeah. Well, I have screamed at the wall by myself about Aquaman for like 45 minutes. It's just it's so maddening. On the scale of like, if you had to rank all of the Batman films, where would this one be for you guys?
Well, this is the only one Andrew's seen, right?
Well, I've seen the Dark Knight series. No. I've seen all of the Dark Knight ones. All of the Christopher Nolan ones I've seen.
Batman Returns? Or Batman with Jack Nicholson?
No, he hasn't.
I wish I had my knife with me. I just rewatched Batman Returns, or most of the Selena Kyle part with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
That is a career-defining moment.
Good. And Danny DeVito.
Incredible.
Oh
But
my
like
God.
that was Michelle Pfeiffer's basic instinct without having to show her pussy. You know what I mean? It's like
100%.
She got sex, like pure sex, excellent acting, instant iconic. She never won an Oscar. She's never won an Oscar. Neither her nor Sharon Stone.
That's true. She was probably nominated for Casino.
I think she got the Golden Globe for that.
I would put this near the bottom. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, she's scraping the dredges for sure. Yeah.
Love Uma Thurman. There's a lot of wacky schmacky stuff where I'm like, what is this? But it's not good.
I think Uma could have done better.
Sure. But like of what she was working with everyone else's, she was at the top at least. She's the cream of this top.
Yeah. What is Chris O'Donnell up to now?
Yeah.
Not much. And unfortunately, he didn't age as well as I would have liked.
Oh, as well as you would have liked.
Yeah, well.
Well, I mean, as 9-year-old sexual awakening Andrew would have liked. No, he didn't. I'm sorry.
Same thing with me and Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wait, you love Jean-Claude too?
Well, he was my 9-year-old, like,
Got it.
Percolating. Yeah, it was a blood sport. You can see his butt. Oh,
his butt's in everything.
So good.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a great butt. Okay. I'd still do it. Oh.
See, the pictures are hit or miss.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you know what he does? He looks like he's a melted version of 2 or 3 guys from Friends.
Yes.
Not the Schwimmer one, but the other 2, just yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, Andrew, how is it watching this now? Were you titillated by Chris O'Donnell?
I mean, certainly at parts. Yes, he is very dreamy.
And they both have the exact same haircut.
George Clooney was so young.
This was like his first big movie.
Was it really?
He credits this as breaking him into the movies because he was just on ER at this point. He might have done One Fine Day. I forget exactly when that came out, but...
So he was just always a terrible actor.
Makes sense.
Turns out I'm not a fan.
Who's Ivy?
What?
You just called me Ivy. Who's Ivy?
I wish I knew.
I'm not a fan of it. Are you kidding? I mean, he didn't give me anything. Like I felt nothing.
Yeah.
I could watch it with the volume down, and it would have been the same experience.
Oh my God, yes. I did crack up actually at the very beginning. He comes down that light and he goes, "Hello, Freeze. I'm Batman."
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
And like, I was just like, this is so bad.
The dialogue is fucking atrocious.
It is fucking bottom of the barrel, lowest common denominator. Like shout it out as we go. We couldn't bother to write it down. Just figure.
Here's 3 options. Just say them all in succession. Wasn't one of the comebacks
monotone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat, George. Yeah.
Wasn't one of the comebacks just good night? Like I feel like that was one of the when he punched him, he just said, "Good night."
Good night.
That was it.
Do you think anything, because I didn't really think, besides like the drag number from Poison Ivy, I didn't get anything like fierce in the classic sense of fierce. Like when you watch Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer gives a masterclass in fierce. Like the transformation from mousy to fierce is like, it bone chilling. And it holds up. It's not cheesy. I never got that kind of like thing that I love from a superhero movie, which is like, the badass bitch kind of moment.
Gotta go. So many people to kill, so little time.
I guess with the weaker men and like the cops and stuff, you could see her like owning her body and her pheromones, but everything else was pretty weak, you know, and she always relies on Bane. I think that's part of the problem, was that they were like, oh, we'll give her the strong man in him rather than being her own, you know, powerhouse.
Because then Alicia Silverstone gives that speech at the end like,
using feminine wiles to get what you want, trading on your looks. Read a book, sister. That passive-aggressive number went out long ago. Chicks like you give women a bad name.
You're a detriment to women because you use your sexuality. I think the movie didn't want to like commit to her just being like a fabulous cunt, basically. And they were like, she'll just kind of be kind of fabulous here and
they
there.
didn't want her to be a femme fatale. They were afraid of that.
No. Because
like,
then
why?
they had to insert the weird Alicia Silverstone feminism, like, I kicked her butt myself. Yeah.
That first seductive moment got a little racy.
Youth does have its advantages. Endurance, stamina.
Stamina. Yeah.
Stamina.
Stamina. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. At least we're talking about sex and you're not just blowing voodoo dust at people. But yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't make a Stamen joke there.
That's, I mean.
That's too much.
Mama, that's biology. That's like 8th grade, 9th grade bio. That's like.
Well, when she said she comes out of the snakes and the plants and she's like, my skin is chlorophyll and my blood, it was like, what are you talking about?
They replaced my blood with aloe, my skin with chlorophyll.
What?
Your skin is chlorophyll? And then it was like, what did she say? My kiss is venom or poison?
Yeah.
Or, wow.
Well, that whole scene in South America was really giving me like almost a Power Rangers episode vibe because it had all like the villains, like the foreign villains, right? And then Bane was. I did love that claymation iguana though. I was into that.
Oh my God, sure. It was like the most expensive Power Rangers episode. And then also it was like, you know, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When he was like, oh, I'll cancel the pizza. I was like, what is he talking about? What is this, Ninja Turtles? Oh, yes, cowabunga, it is. Crazy.
Also, I have to give props to the other camp. He gets a badge of camp honor. The scientist who kills Uma Thurman by, like...
throwing shelves.
Sadly, I'm not good at rejection. I'm afraid you'll have to die.
Throwing shelves. She got like, you know, I remember when a villain would get like a proper like death to transform from, he toppled some beakers. Toppled some beakers on that bitch, and then the earth swallowed her up.
There was a lot of earthquaking
like eroded
of the villains. Like the villains shook the earth a lot, and I was like really confused by when he shoots the Brontosaurus with the ice gun. Like the whole world shook, and I was like, I don't really what.
And
what
then
was
there's
his
like a series
plan?
of 12 bank vaults. Where were those? What was that for?
I did love when he froze Robin mid jump, though. That was good.
Oh my God. Oh, I remember being so upset as a child by when he froze and then he puts him in the bath and it turned red and it was like, oh, thank God he's going to be safe.
Oh, thank God he's okay.
I can jerk off later. Thank God. I thought Alicia Silverstone looked beautiful.
Oh, yeah. They didn't give her much to work with.
You're about to become compost.
She didn't give me much either, though.
No, but, you know.
There wasn't a lot of give and take going on in this set for anybody. It wasn't a lot of exchange of ideas, emotions, or expression.
I kind of think the epitome of the studio got involved.
I would imagine, like, I've worked on, like, small sets enough to be like, I bet it's not too far-fetched to think of this as, like, going to work at an amusement park every day. And it's just a really expensive, you know, you get paid wonderfully, but you have no sense of like, is this any good? Is this, because it's so bizarre and wild and crazy that you're just like, oh, we're doing this, the slip and slide today. All right. And, you know.
Apparently, Joel Schumacher would yell like direction and just say, remember, this is a cartoon. Like that was the direction they were given. So
odd.
Is it any wonder?
It is a cartoon. To some extent, I do appreciate this in that it's like a kid's movie. You know, like it was for me a cartoon. It was a comic book in like the most juvenile sense. It wasn't like a graphic novel. This was a comic book movie where it's like, okay, this is for a child.
This is like the Adam West, like with the like pow.
Hand me down the shark repellent bat spray.
Shark repellent.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we haven't talked about Hermé West enough. It was such a choice. And I wasn't angry at it, but it was just like, oh, Bane, why don't you come and give me some of those poison ivy?
Hello yourself.
You look good enough to eat.
That I am. Come and get me, if you can.
Inconsistent. She definitely like waffled in and out of it. And I was
it would go into some Katharine Hepburn, like she was real East Coasty.
I will have given Flora a chance against the thoughtless ravages of man.
You know, at some point I was going, okay.
She did all the greats. Betty Davis.
What a dump. Yeah, it was a lot of things.
What a dump.
A fixer-upper.
I just want to reiterate, I hate her costume. I hate it.
Which one? And all of them?
All of them. Sorry about it. I'm not a Poison Ivy fan. I don't like the wig. I don't like the boots look cheap. I don't like anything about it. It just looks like a Halloween costume. Batman Returns are like, they make sense. Like she takes a PVC trench and she fucking stitches it into a catsuit. Far-fetched a little, but not too much. It's amazing.
They take the time to develop her character.
Yeah.
So you care about what's happening.
Yeah. And she gets pushed out of a goddamn window from way high up. Like she just, just
those
you
cats.
gotta watch it. You gotta
Andrew,
watch
we have to watch it. We have to watch it. And Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is great too.
Great. Oh, who's your favorite Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah. I'm going to agree.
I mean, Christian Bale's close, but for me, it's...
I just can't do that. Like, what?
Christian Bale never really got the Bachelor. They never put in the like sexy Playboy Bruce Wayne-ness of it all in those. So it was just such a bummer.
Tragic billionaire. Yeah. Tragic billionaire. Oh.
I mean, we still had to see the frickin', you know, oh, I'm such a sad kid without my parents flashback montages again. I was just like, you guys, thank you. Who cares? Move it along.
Yeah. Mary, we know. Give us something new.
Murdered.
We get it. It was grim. Move on.
Oh my God, when they give out the obviously not a trap invitation to the rainforest thing, and it's like, with special guest, Batman and Robin. I was like, what are we doing? What is this? Like, oh, they're making guest appearances now. They're showing up to...
Yeah, this is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Oh, God.
We haven't even talked about the giant ass diamond and the James Bond-y like plot point of like we're gonna rearrange the satellites.
The telescope.
The telescope.
The satellites. We're gonna redirect the sun from the Congo.
Oh sure. Yeah. And we're gonna melt my dead wife. And we're gonna use my library card to bring it back. What?
Also, he was going to steal all of these huge diamonds so that he could then freeze the town to extort the government to give him the billions of dollars that he needed to finish his research. And you're just like,
plan is
wait,
flawed.
what?
Like, no, like there's an easier way, honey. And it doesn't involve
way.
But speaking about the giant diamonds, this necklace that would break your neck but then it had a giant ruby? But he wanted
ruby, not a diamond. So what was the point?
And it's Santee Alley. Santee Alley, that's like $12.99 down there. It's like, ugh.
It's like a rainforest-themed auction for dates with these sexy ladies, but also what was going on? There were so many things happening at that party.
That was so inappropriate. They're just like auctioning off these women, and I was like, this is uncomfortable.
What was this year? 97, right?
97.
Yeah. Year of Contact. A lot of great stuff in 97, I got to tell you. A lot of great stuff. A lot of good music.
And yet we picked this.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like factoids, like anything.
So Val Kilmer, they asked him to come back, and he was like, I want to do The Saint. And so then they were trying to get other people. At some point, David Duchovny was an option.
Oh.
I can see it more than George Clooney, sorry to say. David Duchovny to me seems in the same neighborhood as Michael Keaton. Like attractive, but not devastating. They have like an understated, offbeat, wry kind of sense of humor. I feel like they have a sense of humor.
Oh, yes.
I mean, George Clooney is just so dry.
He's such a wet blanket in this movie.
He's just nothing.
I know.
He's just like, oh, handsome man number 58, whatever, blah, blah. Yeah.
Oh, I remembered what one of Poison Ivy's lines, she says, my garden needs tending. I mean,
oh, yes.
Her like layer I was into with the vines and the orchid throne, the vagina throne.
But how come it ate her?
I didn't know.
Because I also felt like that was a great drag set piece, right? If someone came out and they had this orchid throne and they're just like, ooh, look at me. I'm the Poison Ivy enchantress. I'd have been like, yes, bitch, work. But then it was just like so weak in everything else. And then she just gets eaten by it because Alicia Silverstone pushed her into it.
Curses!
Hi-ya.
Hi-ya.
Yeah.
That is the best. Yeah.
But yeah, she just knocks her into that throne. Oh no! Like her legs are like, oh no! And then we don't see her. I thought she died. I was like, what a unceremonious way for her to die. But then at the end, she's in the Arkham.
Turned into a succulent or something. You know what I mean? Like some kind of, I don't
like
know.
the fly, like, oh, like help me.
Yeah,
and she's just like a little like, love that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how easy it was to defeat Bane with his very poorly designed poison tube? They're just like, oh, just kick it, knock it off, and he's squiggly wiggly now.
Have you tried unplugging him? Just unplug him. Like, what are they going to do that? Why are they going to do Bane like that? The star of numerous sexual fantasies of mine. Thank you very much.
The Tom Hardy one?
Hello. Yes, absolutely.
When they were pouring him through full of venom, I was like, oh, that's weird because Tom Hardy has played Venom and Bane.
Which is exactly what I thought of when she said Venom. I was like, ooh, maybe. No. Right. I loved Venom. Loved Venom.
We did too.
Talk about campy fun.
Yes. I cannot wait for the sequel.
I hope they find the right combination for the sequel, though. I hope they don't try to course correct and then make it boring.
No.
No. Yeah.
No, I want them to lean in and do. Didn't we come up with like an idea for them, like a love montage where they're going down the streets of San Francisco?
Yeah, it's a throuple between Venom and Michelle Williams and Tom Hardy, and they're just in a polyamorous relationship with his alien seed. I love
it. It's like the FamilyHouse intro, like music, but instead it's the three of them, just like. Woo.
I'm sorry, the FamilyHouse.
FamilyHouse, Full House.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, that lobster scene, the scene with the lobster tank in the restaurant, Oscar. Where was the Oscar?
Seriously.
I'm not joking.
I agree.
Where was the Golden Globe at least?
Remember when they went to the Turkish bath?
Oh,
and that's when she turned it into her lair when they beat up all the, like...
That was the Dayglow neon black light troop.
But it literally said the Turkish bath. Like, it was like, what is happening?
She needed moisture. It's too bad she didn't kick out a bunch of naked guys. You know what I mean? Like, beat them with sticks, like a Russian Vanya situation. We could see some butts, but I guess...
Like Eastern Promises, like, fight scene.
Or use them, maybe, like convert them into her own whims.
And that's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, here's a great entourage, and you don't even need to like buy outfits for them. But no, she's just like, get out. Oh, okay.
Well, and I was disappointed that women were just immune to her pheromones.
Yeah.
But probably better that than like a lesbian cop situation where they're like, oh, she was the one that fell for it. It'd be gross.
Sure, but you know.
That's just what we need, a lesbian cop subplot in this fucking turd of a movie. Oh my God.
When they wheeled Mr. Freeze into prison in that refrigerator, the Hannibal Lecter style fridge.
And then let him out. And then
here you go. Stand under this air conditioning.
Literally like a fucking, you pull it out the bodega like an ice cream. It's so funny.
How much taxpayer money was spent specializing that jail cell?
Right?
What was the budget?
I know.
I
forgot to look it up. It has to be so huge, right?
I'm going to say 80 million.
Because it was 97, I would guess like 50.
75.
Are we playing Price is Right rules?
Sure.
$125 million.
That's not even with marketing.
Think about it though. And the merchandising. But think about as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, this is way too expensive.
Oh,
this does not.
Well, the set pieces and the
Brontosaurus.
Think about all those, like the incredibly skilled labor that took hours and hours, and then you got some fucking dipshit writing, "Good night."
Or, hey, Icehead.
Hey, Icehead, you got a visitor.
Chill. Chill.
Chill. Chill. Chill.
So many
chills. Over and over. I was like,
why? I can't remember what this is. I wrote this down. A laundry service that delivers? When did that happen? What was that?
They brought us soon.
Yeah.
A laundry service that delivers. Wow.
Bane comes out with the fucking
Bane. Yeah.
And I like how they were just like, we just forced our way into the prison, but had no way of escaping.
We
better jump out this window.
Moment. That was the cute moment, though, where she starts to get like, oh, I'm a little scared. I don't know how to get out. That was,
what are we going to
really
do?
Yeah. Well, I don't like this. It was like, that was actually a cute moment.
Reinforced steel. Not good.
I think the only one.
Oh, yeah, what was it? Reinforced steel. Not good.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, ooh,
not
good.
But then the ice in the pipes can break through the steel.
Make sure to winterize your pipes.
Hello. Listen, you go down the Cape, you leave, you come back, that
gotta wrap them.
In the winter, those pipes are bursting. You gotta come back. It's gonna cost you a fortune with the contractor. Yeah. It's like, I was like, are you really doing this? It's, oh my God. Winterize this pussy.
There you go. I was just gonna say there's a pun waiting there, but no.
Oh, I loved when Bane was in his film noir fedora and trench coat, Inspector Gadget disguise in that photo. Well, they came in on a private jet, and it was like
an old-timey plane. Just like, what is this?
Indiana Jones.
Casablanca. Yeah, like, what's happening?
Yeah. This got panned across the board, correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I think it's got 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It ruined the franchise. It's credited for like why there was such a gap.
And why the return was so incredibly like
the opposite.
Different. Yeah. Yeah.
And then now Robert Pattinson as Batman.
That's right.
I would like to see it.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
Especially after The Lighthouse.
Oh my God. Did you see The Lighthouse?
I did not see it.
Oh.
I think you should watch it.
How long is it?
Not very.
Shorter than this. Shorter than this movie. By at least a half an hour, I think. I was like looking at the time code at a certain point and I said, how is there still an hour of this movie left?
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's literally all at like after like 90 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, this is just millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You could have built schools in Africa. Millions of dollars. You know, it's like, Jesus Christ. In the new Robert Pattinson, is it Catwoman and
I don't know if they've announced
the Penguin?
it. I'm not sure. They haven't done those in a while.
Heard rumors that the Penguin was going to be played by Colin Farrell.
Oh,
I could see that.
Like, I could either be a total, like, huh? Or, I don't know. You know, with all the makeup, who knows?
I guess they can really ugg him up, but...
The question for me is really, does he have the acting chops? Because, like, sometimes yes and sometimes no.
It's a hit or miss.
I mean, why would you? I don't understand why you would go to like the great lengths of like ugging up someone like that when there's so many great like character actors who are kind of naturally ugly.
100%. I agree.
I'm right here. Who would you want to see? What's your favorite Batman villain antagonist? Yeah.
Probably Catwoman.
I mean,
honestly.
Can't beat her. 9 Lives. Sexy.
The Penguin is also great. They already did. I mean, who's left? Who haven't they done?
Well, they did the Riddler. That was the last one with Jim Carrey.
Two-Face. You know, Scarecrow. Yeah. They did. Scarecrow's only been in the first Nolan one, I think. He wasn't in any of the other ones, so they could do the Scarecrow, I guess.
I love the Joker. Who's your favorite Joker?
I mean, the correct answer is Heath Ledger, but there's something about Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson his Joker is so much fun and it's very unpredictable.
Remember when Mr. Freeze's dialogue is just ha 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 revenge, and that was it.
Revenge. He's just reading outline titles.
He might as well have said maniacal laugh, revenge. Yeah. Like it was that bad.
Abstract concept, summarizing the plot.
Well, and then in the credits, his like human person name is spelled F-R-I-E-S or something.
No way.
Yeah.
It's like a Dr. Heinrich Friesenberger.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, sure. He sure is Dr. Victor Fries. Fries.
Fries.
Vivica Fox, her little cameo, her character's name is Miss B. Haven.
Oh my God.
That's just a drag name.
Yeah. Totally. From like 40 years ago.
When Mr. Freeze goes, if revenge is best served cold, then bring your Sunday, what did he say?
Is a dish best served cold, then put on your Sunday finest. It's time to feast.
A feast. I was like, Mary, that is too convoluted. Like, that's got to be snappier.
Like, the longest walk.
If revenge is best served cold, get ready to be cold now? I mean, like winter's coming. I mean, I guess you can't say that now, but Jesus.
I was waiting for him to be like, put on your Sunday clothes when you feel down and out.
Frosty the Snowman. Yeah.
Revenge is best served frozen?
Sure.
It's not great, but better.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the singing?
Which part?
You don't remember when he was forcing all of his little hockey guys to sing along?
Come on, sing! Louder, come on, sing! Come on! Yes, come on, louder!
To like the weird Abominable Snowman movie?
Oh, kind of. When Vivica A. Fox shows up for 2 seconds to be like, hey!
It's like, sing louder!
Oh, yeah. Why?
But what does that have to do with anything? That's not his motivation. I was so weird.
I think it is a mistake to even ask the question why.
Yeah.
When it comes to this movie.
I agree.
It's like, why not? You know what I mean?
When they just reversed the footage of Robin being stuck with the seaweed underwater and he was like, ah, and they just literally reversed the footage and then did it the other way. Did you not notice that? I lost my mind.
$5 million movie. They just hit rewind. 125 mil.
What?
Just wind it back. Nobody's going to notice. They're all eating hot dogs. Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, they saved the day with the satellites and they melt that bulldog and, you know, and then they're going to need a bigger cave because this movie's lazy.
We're going to need a bigger cave.
Oh, they thought that they were going to make another one of these.
They thought they were
That's cute how they thought this was going to continue. Yeah.
There was plans to do a Nightwing movie with just Chris O'Donnell.
Oh.
Porn. Nightwing.
Nightwing!
I'll watch that. 20 minutes. You know, sure. $20,000. Yeah, I'll pay for it. Yeah, he was cute. He was he's just got that like athletic, sporty jock vibe.
Yeah.
kind of ridiculous. Like they're like, no, she loves me. The lady that blowing voodoo dust in our faces, she's loving me. You can't stand it because she loves me and not you. I'm like, are you 8? Are you 8 years old?
I definitely will say that like the more he talked, the less I was into it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
He was horny though. He was like into Lacey Silverstone, into like anything he could get. He was ready for it.
Yeah, he's got that fucking cod piece strangling his genitals. Yeah.
Because we haven't really talked about the sort of homoeroticism between Batman and Robin at all.
Not enough for me. George Clooney wasn't giving anything back.
Exactly. That was the problem.
Robin was stepping up to the plate, and George was just a limp, like nothing.
Alfred and Robin had more chemistry.
Go ask my dying butler if he'll fuck you. Yeah, it's like.
Wait, can we talk about, I will say I did really appreciate the performance by mostly the female telescope operator.
Scientist person.
Yes.
They had more screen time than Elle Macpherson.
It was really crazy. But she just made me laugh of like,
Somebody's got to bring the drama. I mean, It's like, somebody's got to like emote. Let us know what the stakes are.
Yeah. She was giving it all to me.
Cirque du Soleil dirt bikes and like apathy. God.
Oh my God. There's so much dirt bikey like group. I mean, it was very Lost
A lot
Boys
of motion.
in that like,
I mean, Joel Schumacher.
Right.
What do you mean, Joel Schumacher?
He directed Lost Boys.
Get the fuck out of town. Wait, Lost Boys as in the...
Vampire, Jason Patrick, Kiefer Sutherland.
I have no idea.
He did that. He did St. Elmo's Fire.
How can the movie be so action-packed and so boring?
That was really...
Like, so much is going on, and yet I care not at all.
They like can't fight because they can't move with their suits on.
Hi-ya!
Yeah, hi-ya.
That is fucking funny. Hi.
I took Taekwondo. I can be Batgirl overnight. And now I'm part of the team. I'm a computer genius.
Well, so yeah, I mean, it didn't really hold up.
I don't think it had legs to stand on in the first place. It was a reclining situation from the get-go.
Lazy boy.
Yeah.
DOA. Yeah.
But it was sure fun to laugh at it and talk to you about it.
Yes, it was.
Cheers. Thank you so much for joining us. This was fabulous.
Thank you guys. Listen, you want to talk about overpriced Hollywood franchise melodrama? I'm here.
125 million.
In 1997.
What is that with inflation?
Like
it's got to be 300.
Yeah.
200 to 300. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Waterworld. Remember Waterworld?
Should we talk about that next?
No. It is I try to rewatch it. Snooze fest. I will. If you're gonna do Mad Max Fury Road, then you have my number.
Anytime.
I did love his little frozen car with the spikies was like Mad Max Fury Road Frozen Edition.
This was like teenage Mad Max.
Mad Max Ninja Road, Fuller House. A mad house full of maxi ninjas. Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Frozen edition.
Yeah.
On ice.
You gotta get the Frozen edition for the merchandise. Is there anything that you want to talk about before we go? Your book?
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
This is not the actual book.
Does it just say Lorem Ipsum?
This is a Megan Mullaley's book that I pasted our Blad cover over, just so you know. But listen, it still has the same weight, definitely the same kind of resonance. And I'm telling you, listen, for $26 American cash, you can pre-order this thing. And in the world of publishing, pre-orders are key. Pre-orders are very important because it lets whoever the bookmaker know that this is going to be a big one, and we mean business. So you better fire up those presses. So you have to order it. You both have to.
Absolutely.
And then
do it right
everybody you know, you're going to send me the receipt, and then
we'll take a screen grab.
Yeah.
It's actually funny.
I'm excited.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys, you did the audiobook too, right?
Yeah, we just did that last week. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, fabulous.
No ghostwriters.
I thought you said Ghost Rider, like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah. Well, my dead aunt, she's gonna want carrots. Yeah. No, we did it all ourselves, and it was it's really good. I'm so excited for it. Comes out soon. What?
You broke Andrew.
I love that you went to a ghost writer, as in like a writer for like a talent, as opposed to ghost writer. I love that.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like, who eats all that food? My dead relatives. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
And I just want to say, God bless you.
Cheers.
Oh,